2026 Indian Sport Chief RT, the bagger that changes the game? What if Indian Motorcycle just created the cruiser that nobody saw coming? Forget everything you thought you knew about big American cruisers, because the 2026 Indian Sport Chief RT is here to challenge the rulebook. It takes the aggressive attitude of the Sport Chief, adds the long-distance equipment riders have been demanding, and wraps everything into a machine that looks like it was designed for someone who refuses to choose between performance and comfort. At first glance, it might look like another muscular cruiser wearing premium American styling, but look closer and the story gets much more interesting. The Sport Chief RT appears aimed directly at riders who want attitude without sacrificing practicality. It has the stance, the low-slung silhouette, the imposing front end, and the unmistakable Indian character. But the RT concept suggests something more. A motorcycle built to attack the highway as confidently as it attacks the city. And that raises the big question. Could this be the Indian that finally convinces performance cruiser riders to rethink what a touring motorcycle can be? If you thought a cruiser had to be slow, relaxed, and predictable, this machine may be about to ruin that assumption. The biggest attraction is the design, because the 2026 Indian Sport Chief RT looks like it wants to start an argument before the engine even fires. The Sport Chief Foundation already carries a more aggressive personality than traditional Chief models, with a compact silhouette, commanding riding position, and styling that blends classic American cruiser DNA with a much more modern edge. The RT treatment takes that attitude and makes it feel ready for serious road trips. Imagine a motorcycle with the visual drama of a stripped-down performance cruiser, but enough touring-focused equipment to disappear down the highway for hours. That combination is what makes this concept so addictive. Instead of looking like a giant touring sofa, the Sport Chief RT retains a sense of movement even while standing still. The tank, frame, wheels, exhaust, cockpit, and bodywork all work together to create a machine that appears low, wide, and muscular. It is the kind of motorcycle that can make a parking lot feel like a showroom. And when the sun hits that sculpted metal and premium finish, you can understand why Indian continues to attract riders who want their motorcycle to be more than transportation. They want something with presence, and this machine has plenty of it. But the real story begins when you look beneath that aggressive exterior. The Sport Chief platform is built around Indian's powerful V-twin philosophy, giving the motorcycle the deep mechanical character cruiser enthusiasts expect, while delivering a much more energetic personality. For 2026, the Sport Chief RT is positioned as a performance-minded machine, meaning riders aren't simply buying a motorcycle that looks fast, they are buying into the idea of a cruiser that can actually exploit its chassis, brakes, suspension, and power delivery. Twist the throttle and the experience is supposed to be less about leisurely acceleration and more about controlled aggression. The sound, vibration, torque, and response combine to create that unmistakable big-bore American motorcycle experience. Yet the beauty of this configuration is that it doesn't require the rider to constantly chase the red line. The appeal of a large displacement V-twin is the way it produces substantial thrust with relatively little drama. You roll on the throttle, and the bike simply moves. That effortless surge is exactly what makes long highway miles enjoyable, while the Sport Chief's more athletic personality adds another layer of excitement when the road begins to twist. Suddenly, the phrase cruiser doesn't sound quite so relaxed anymore. Now let's talk about the letters that could make all the difference. RT. In the motorcycle world, touring equipment can completely transform the usefulness of a bike. A motorcycle that feels perfect for a weekend ride can become exhausting after several hours if the rider has nowhere to store equipment, nowhere to protect themselves from wind, and nowhere to comfortably settle in for a long-distance journey. The Sport Chief RT is designed around solving that problem without destroying the personality that makes the Sport Chief exciting. Touring-focused accessories, luggage possibilities, rider protection, and a more travel-ready setup could turn this aggressive cruiser into an unexpected road trip weapon. And that's where things get really interesting. You could potentially ride it through downtown traffic on Friday, point it toward the mountains on Saturday, and spend Sunday crossing open highways without feeling like you bought the wrong motorcycle for the job. That versatility is a powerful selling point. Instead of maintaining separate motorcycles for short rides and long adventures, the RT philosophy says one machine can potentially handle both. It's not trying to become a traditional full-dress touring bike. It's trying to make touring equipment work with a performance cruiser personality. Then there is the riding position, an area where the sport chief identity becomes impossible to ignore. The motorcycle gives riders a commanding posture that feels intentional rather than passive. You aren't simply sitting behind a giant fairing while the road disappears underneath you. You're connected to the machine, exposed enough to experience the environment, yet positioned to make the motorcycle feel substantial beneath you. For riders who love the sensation of controlling a big cruiser, that connection can be more important than raw specifications. The handlebars, seat, foot controls, and overall geometry create the kind of riding triangle that encourages confidence while still supporting long-distance use. And if the RT equipment is properly integrated, the result could be one of those motorcycles that feels equally appropriate pulling away from a coffee shop or crossing a state line. That dual personality is exactly what makes the concept so appealing. One minute you're admiring the bike parked outside a restaurant, and the next you're loading your gear and preparing for hundreds of miles. It's a motorcycle that appears to say, you don't need to decide what kind of rider you are today. Technology is another reason the 2026 Sport Chief RT deserves attention. Modern premium motorcycles are no longer judged solely by horsepower and engine size. Riders expect sophisticated electronics, rider information, connectivity, lighting, braking assistance, and intuitive controls. Indian has been pushing its motorcycles toward a more technologically advanced experience, and the Sport Chief RT fits naturally into that direction. The important part is that technology should support the ride rather than overwhelm it. Nobody buys a big V-twin because they want to stare at a screen all afternoon. They buy it because they want to ride. The ideal setup gives the rider useful information when necessary, while keeping the mechanical experience front and center. Navigation, ride information, communication features, and electronic assistance can make a major difference when you're hundreds of miles from home. And when everything works together properly, the technology becomes almost invisible. You don't think about it. You simply enjoy the road. That is what makes a modern cruiser so fascinating. Traditional engine character combined with digital convenience. The Sport Chief RT appears to live directly in that space. But here's where things get controversial. The 2026 Indian Sport Chief RT isn't going to appeal to everyone, and that's probably the point. Traditional touring riders may look at it and say it isn't large enough. Hardcore performance riders may say it isn't aggressive enough. Classic cruiser purists may complain that modern electronics and touring equipment take away from the simplicity of the old-school motorcycle experience. And yet, that criticism could actually prove the RT's biggest strength. Indian doesn't appear interested in copying a single category perfectly. Instead, the Sport Chief RT occupies the uncomfortable middle ground between cruiser, performance motorcycle, and touring machine. That's exactly where some of the most interesting motorcycles are born. It is designed for the rider who wants to hear the V-twin, feel the torque, lean into corners, carry luggage, ride all day, and still arrive looking like they deliberately chose style over practicality. That is a difficult balance to achieve. But if Indian gets it right, the Sport Chief RT could become the kind of motorcycle that makes people ask why manufacturers didn't combine these characteristics years ago. And then comes the emotional factor, because motorcycles aren't purchased entirely with logic. The Sport Chief RT is the kind of machine that can create an attachment before the test ride even begins. Walk toward it in a parking lot, and the low stance immediately catches your attention. Start the engine, and the V-twin character takes over. Roll onto the road, and suddenly the machine feels alive beneath you. That emotional connection is what keeps riders loyal to a particular motorcycle brand. Indian understands that the motorcycle must feel special every time you walk into the garage. It can't simply be efficient. It has to make you want to ride when you don't actually have anywhere to go. That's the magic of a great cruiser. You can spend an entire afternoon cleaning it, looking at the details, changing small accessories, planning routes you may never take, and imagining the next adventure. The Sport Chief RT appears designed to encourage exactly that behavior. It isn't merely transportation with storage attached. It is a lifestyle machine wearing the armor of a long-distance motorcycle. So who is the 2026 Indian Sport Chief RT actually for? It's for the rider who looks at a traditional bagger and thinks, too much. It's for the cruiser rider who looks at a stripped-down performance machine and thinks, not enough comfort. It's for someone who wants the rumble of a large V-twin, but also wants modern equipment and long-distance capability. Most importantly, it's for someone who refuses to believe that practicality has to eliminate personality. That may be the entire reason this motorcycle exists. Indian has an opportunity to create a machine that doesn't fit neatly into a showroom category, and sometimes those are the motorcycles people remember. The Sport Chief RT could be the bike you ride to work, the bike you take to the mountains, the bike you pack for a weekend escape, and the bike you simply start because hearing the engine makes you smile. It may not be the lightest motorcycle, the smallest motorcycle, or the cheapest motorcycle, but those aren't necessarily the reasons someone would buy it. They buy it because they want a big American motorcycle with a pulse, and they want it to be capable of going much farther than its aggressive appearance suggests. And now we reach the question everyone wants answered. Could the 2026 Indian Sport Chief RT be one of the most exciting American cruisers of its generation? If Indian successfully combines the Sport Chief's aggressive character with genuine touring usability, the answer could be yes. This motorcycle represents a fascinating direction because it doesn't ask riders to choose between attitude and comfort, performance and practicality, modern technology and traditional engine character. It tries to deliver all of them at once. That's a dangerous recipe, in the best possible way. The Sport Chief RT could become the motorcycle that turns a simple weekend ride into a 1,000-mile adventure, while still giving you enough attitude to make every traffic light feel like a starting grid. It looks serious, sounds serious, and carries the promise of being far more versatile than its silhouette suggests. And if Indian has managed to get that balance right, competitors should be paying very close attention. Because the next battle in the American cruiser world may not be about who builds the biggest touring motorcycle. It may be about who can build the motorcycle that makes riders want to take the longest possible way home. The 2026 Indian Sport Chief RT might just be that motorcycle, and if you thought cruisers were predictable, this one could be about to change your mind.